Hi everybody, I hope you all are doing great. It's a new week and this is a new vlog. Today's vlog is special because I want to officially introduce myself, especially to those friends who do not know me yet. Hey friends, this is Haney and today we are at Gardens in town. I am doing this vlog in a different way because it's more of like a story time. So yeah, this week there's no activities going on. I did nothing this week actually. Yeah, so but I just want to take this week as a way to sort of reflect, so this video is gonna be about getting to know me, Haney's School. That's what I want to call it, Haney's School. And yeah, I'm just gonna not come clean, but just being real. Yeah, the real talk about my unplanned gap year, about how it feels, what led to the decision and stuff. So I know you guys know me by Haney, but my actual name is Koinsola. It's a Yoruba name that translates to honey and wealth. And I'm a 20-year-old Nigerian immigrant. I'm living in Cape Town, South Africa, and I'm no longer ashamed to say that I'm currently taking an unplanned gap year this year. I want to tell you guys a little about myself before I dive into storytelling. I consider myself to be an individual with a sharp focus on task. I thrive under pressure, and I have a passion for writing and science, particularly biology. And I used to compete in science competitions in high school, and I'm constantly seeking for stimulation. And yeah, the one thing I don't like or I dislike is being lazy and not using my brain. As you can tell from my YouTube name, Unplanned with Haney, my gap year wasn't part of my plan. It was unplanned. And I already made plans last year in grade 12, praying for a university acceptance to start my first year this year. However, as always, God's plan prevailed over our own. My metric year was not smooth, and it was far from beautiful. And I wouldn't wish to experience it again, even though metric is supposed to be the best year of your high school, because I felt like life put me through a tough test last year. I endured so many personal problems leading up to my final exams in November, and despite my efforts from January to prevent these issues from impacting on my exams, I couldn't do much. I stayed at a girls' hostel during my NSC exam due to accommodation issues, and even then I remember feeling disoriented. I was somewhat depressed and I felt hopeless. I would often find myself crying before studying. Sometimes I would even procrastinate so much that I didn't study for certain subjects like geography, life science, and I felt so overwhelmed at times that I would even crash out at school. I crashed out during one of my Afrikaans papers even. And as a result, that affected my performance in my exams, and my metric results it was a pass, but it was not good enough for me to get a university admission. So I do blame that experience on my results being what it is. However, in January, I don't know when exactly in January, I found myself in a very rough state. I think it was I think it was the same week when I got my result. I was anxious because I hadn't received any follow-ups from universities, even though I got my results already. There was no acceptance or even rejection letters. There was nothing. My email was dry, and it took me a while before I could gather together courage to email the schools regarding my application status. And I remember the ones who replied were UFS and UFH, and they told me that the programs were already full. And I was devastated because others were complaining about getting rejections, whereas I was getting nothing. I was being missed by these universities. It was sad. It was very sad. I feel like January was the month in which everything felt like a dream. Nothing felt real in Jan. But to cut the story short, during orientation period, I think it was a few days before orientation, one morning my mom got a call from TUT, and yeah, she gave me the phone and they were like, "How you Koinsola? You have not accepted the offer." I'm like, "What offer? I don't know about any offer." And then they were like, I was given an offer to study ecotourism. I got an offer from TUT and SPE. SPE I actually checked online, and then I saw there But then I didn't take it because I didn't have my laptop then, and I couldn't like use my phone to like upload some of the documents that were required. And then yeah, it was too late for me to register, and also I didn't plan it, because if I had to register, that means I would have to move across province, and I'd have to make preparations to buy stuff. I didn't have funding, like it was crazy, and before then I already decided to take a gap year, and I think I already registered even to rewrite in June. And the courses, yeah, one was ecotourism, the other was like applied science of, I don't know what sciences it was, but yeah. And then in February, oh, I don't know, but February was actually a good month. I don't know, it was good. And I'm grateful to God for, so far the year has been a very not bad experience, And yeah, in February, I was surprised to receive an award from my local school district. My principal emailed me to go to, I thought I was going to accompany my principal to an award ceremony. But then when she invited my mom as well, I was like, okay, why is my mom getting invited if I'm going to go there to cheer on other kids? But then apparently my school's district circuit manager nominated me for an award, and it was to recognize my achievements despite the challenges that I faced in grade 12. And yeah, I was like, wow, it was crazy, but the acknowledgement, helped me to sort of regain hope and became stronger. And I was like, yeah, I became stronger, and I kept on pushing, and I'm still pushing through. So like I'm literally sitting outside. I'm sitting opposite the gardens. But yeah, when I'm currently sitting, I've never sat here in my life. I literally walk past here every day when I go to school, but I do not sit here. Seriously. Yeah, I don't sit here. It's crazy. But before I wrap up this little yap session, which I thought was going to be longer, I just want to share that what changed my mindset. This was during when I received my results in January. What changed my mindset after receiving my result was learning to accept my situation and letting go of expectations. In grade 12, I had expectations, I had plans, I had everything laid out, made out, but I didn't put it in God's hand, as I believe, because I feel like we only plan, but we actually don't construct, So yeah, I had to learn to accept my situations. I had to learn to accept things as it is and let go of expectations. And I feel a lot free. I feel a lot better. I feel like there's less work on my hand now that I don't have to hold on to expectations. And this realization, helped me to stay more open-minded in terms of life situations, allowing me to navigate life without being weighed down by disappointment. And I don't know, I feel like this is something that I discovered myself, and I only understand it. So like to others, they may not fully understand what I'm saying, or like it may not make sense to them, but it keeps me going. Like knowing that, like learning to accept and letting go of expectations has kept me going, and it has shaped how I approach life now and the plans that I make, which I'm really proud of. And I feel like I'm seeing a lot of growth. I'm seeing a lot of growth in myself, and I know others are supposed to see that in you, but I can testify that the me now was not the me last year or the me the year before. The me now is more accepting, more open, and I'm always like open to try something new. Like I've done a lot of new things, and yeah, my YouTube channel is one of them. I'm also going to start running soon, and I'm actually going for my first run today. And also I'm also going to take on gardening. I want to like I want to have a hydroponic garden, like a mini garden, so all those little things that I'm starting is something that I feel like myself last year would not have done that, because I always go according to the plan, to the book. But this year I'm open to trying new things, because you don't know where it's going to come from. You don't know where blessings are going to come from. You don't know where opportunities are going to come from.